Welcome to the Forgotten Manual Tech Edition. I'm your host, me. And today we're gonna have a blast. We're not talking about the new interface. Yes, I know it's a new interface. We're not talking about how it says VMware Aria Operations instead of vRealize. No. What we're gonna talk about today is a question that I get asked all the time. And that question is, hey, do I have visibility into public clouds? And yes, it's right here on this page, right? If I wanted to look at stuff around Microsoft Azure or AWS. But today, we're going to focus specifically around what are some things that I can do with Native Azure. So the first place I'm going to start on that is I'm going to pop over into Data Sources Integrations and flip right over to my little repository. It's a fun little place. It's going to show me all my integrations. I was already selected on public cloud. Obviously, we have all these different integrations, but if I had to go look at specific integrations, this is one of my favorite ways of doing this, to say, what do I get with that native integration, say, in Microsoft Azure? So if I were to go click those, the kebab, the three dots, the ellipses, and go and click View Content, it's going to tell me straight up. So it's got a bunch of views, it's got a bunch of alerts, but the real magic in here is in the dashboards. So if I wanted to find out information like Azure availability, my Azure inventory, Azure Kubernetes service overview, Azure SQL databases, and all the rest of them, virtual machine, right? We can read all that. Those are all items that I can tie directly into. So I'm going to pop right over there, and we're going to go into, we're going to pop over into Visualize Dashboards, and we're going to go take a look at some Azure related stuff, which I already have loaded here anyway. So if I wanted to go look at, say, Azure availability, it's going to show me all my stuff. What's really nice about that, and it's cool, it's showing me all the data I have inside the environment. I don't have any SQL servers in here at the moment, or else I would totally show you those. But what's an extra piece on here, and this is all running in Native Azure. So I'll go and grab a random asset I have out here. Let's grab this one. Yeah, we're going to totally do that. We're gonna grab Maher's machine. We're going to go jump on straight over to that machine, and I've got visibility into all of the stuff it's doing. But as many of us spend time troubleshooting out stuff and we want to look at specific data, I can go look at my metric data. Like, hey, what is my percentage CPU use on this particular thing? Let's go, what is my, network consumption, network total in bytes, right? Network total out bytes. I have visibility to look at the thing for that cloud asset. This is running on Native Azure. I'm able to go take a look at, hey, what's going on with my disk that I happen to be running on this thing. I have the ability to go and look at the stuff, and that is absolutely awesome. So, there's a lot of very cool things that we can do straight up within there. So we're going to pop back over to the main page here, and now we're going to look at it from this standpoint of clicking straight on public cloud, because this is one of the new features inside of 8.12 inside the Aria Operations suite. So I've got all my different environments, and this gives me that kind of view at a glance of all of my stuff, right? It's going to show me all the different things I have over there. Oh my God, I should not have clicked that. We're gonna go back though. We're gonna go back to the important part, right? We're gonna go back and pull up some dashboards I want to see. So there are a lot of dashboards that exist out here, which, come on now, there we are. Yeah, that didn't take too long to load. So in this case, I'm just going to search for the word Azure, and it's going to show me a lot of these things. If I were doing Azure VMware Solution, known as AVS, I would get this stuff. But right now, we don't care about AVS. Right now, we care about native specific cloud stuff. So I'm going to go under there. This is where I've got specific Azure services, as well as availability, optimization, the items we were looking at before. So if, say, I wanted to look at AKS, right, Azure Kubernetes Service, I can open up that handy dandy little dashboard, and it's going to show me some stuff. I'm able to now see, look at the health of my clusters. Look at what's going on for all my stuff, right? I'm able to see my pods and other stuff like that. Let's take this out to 7 days, right? Screw 6 hours. Hey, we actually kicked off some stuff here on April 24th, right? So I'm able to see that we were doing a little less, now we're able to do more. And I can dig deeper into the things that are running inside this instance, but I don't want to. You can. You do that for your own AKS environment. So, and let's see, I've got, and this is a really nice one as well, the Azure assessment, right? Because there's many different Azure options. So this is the Azure assessment where it's going to give me the operational health of things. So I get to see at a glance. That's the same view. I had that operation overview, right? And I'm going to refresh this one because it'll give me a breakdown and distribution of my CPU. So let's go grab that. What was that? Azure availability? No, it was Azure assessment. There we are, public cloud Azure assessment. Yeah. All right, so it's gonna show me some stuff, and I'm able to see that. Oh, well, look at that. 12 of my nodes are sitting there around 25%. 6 are sitting around 26 to 50%. I've got 3 that are running over 76 to up to 100%. I get that high level view of things. I don't have any SQL in here as we knew before, so I'm able to see a lot of stuff. Now, one of my favorite things we can do in here is, well, I'll just throw it in because apparently I'm only going to be talking about Azure and no AWS right now. But one of the really cool things we could do, if you remember my what if analysis video, is we're going to go inside of the what if analysis again. Remember, plan, capacity, what if analysis. But instead of workload planning like we did in that other video, we're going to do a migration planning for public cloud. So what's cool here is I can say, like, move to Azure, that scenario. I'm going to pick a random region here in the United States. Let's go with the US let's go US West California. We're going to use that one. And I'm going to say, hey, let's go import from these existing VMs. Let's go find some VMs. We're going to go to, I'll just jump to page 5. While I could go and grab, a cluster, I could go grab a vCenter. In this case, I'm just going to grab a small group of them, run those things, and then I get this output. Hey, if I were to migrate the breadboard, which has 4 CPU and 8 gig and that much RAM, or sorry, that much disk, it would, migrate over to this one. Same type of thing for that one. It would migrate over to that one. I get that at a glance view. So where this is useful is I have the asset before it's been migrated. We know what it looks like before it's been migrated. We know what it looks like or should look like from a target standpoint. And then once it has been migrated and it's running inside of the clouds, that's when we have the operational state of it at that point. So that's very, very cool. Something that you can take advantage of whether you happen to be running Native Azure. It's something you're running Azure VMware stack, right? AVS. If it's something you're running in a on-premises type of way, right? Irrespective of if it's something you're running AWS, right? If it's something you're running any of the different platforms, right? Because let's proceed anyway. We're gonna look at that top level view, right? That top level view we did in the new Launchpad, and it's basically saying, hey, if you're running on any native infrastructure platform, any VMware on platform, VMware Cloud Foundation, VMC and AWS, AVS, GCVE, OCVS, if you have any native public cloud at this time, AWS, Azure, GCP, I can provide you operational visibility into that, across the board of all those different items. And that is pretty awesome. So that is something that you can take advantage of. And again, remember how to get there. Data sources, integration, repository. Go look at the integrations that you have out there. Click those 3 dots. And that way you'll be able to know, hey, what am I going to gain by enabling this type of capability? And it tells you there right at a glance. These are my dashboards. Those are my views. Those are my alerts. These are my symptoms and stuff like that. It's something that you'll be able to know before you do anything what it's actually going to look like. So it's something you can definitely take advantage of and play with today. We'll throw AWS up for a moment just because we're here. But I did want to talk solely about AVS in this particular. No, Azure. I want to talk solely about Azure in this context, so that way you can take advantage of it. Look at that, AWS has a lot of other cool stuff. I hope this was useful for you. If you didn't know that we can touch any of the public clouds or VMware clouds or all the things in the SDDC, now you know, and knowing is half the battle, right? Go Aria Operations. That was lame. All right, like and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next one.